Hi, this is Paul. I wanted to do a video. I did a video Thursday, kind of a emergency, because I usually do these videos for my Paul's Views and Opinions channel on the weekend. I usually do them on the weekend, but I may be forced to be doing these videos a lot more frequently during the week, especially when it's something I'm passionate about, and that's what I did that video on Thursday about. The weak ineffective leadership, in the Senate and the House for the Democrats, just very weak, ineffectual, and I was just so frustrated about Chuck Schumer, because this is the same guy that went. He said, "Oh, I think they had one of these rallies where he said, we're gonna fight, we're gonna fight, we're gonna fight, fight, fight." Okay, he said that he's the one that said that. Okay, and then when it came time for him to use his leverage and maybe shut down the government, to slow down Elon Musk and Donald Trump, he didn't use it. Okay, he kept the government open. He voted. He said he was going to vote. It was him and nine other people, nine other Democrats, who voted to keep it open. Okay, which is more than enough for the Republicans to get, have the COR pass. Okay, and it was again another example of weak leadership. You have all the members telling you, especially the people from the House, telling you, listen, we held the line for the most part. I think it was only one Democrat that voted for it in the House, and then everybody else voted against it. And then they had leverage to hold the line. And Chuck Schumer, the day before, okay, I think it was on the Wednesday, he said the Republicans don't have the votes because they got to get 60. They don't have the votes. And then he flipped out. Another 24 hours later, he said he's going to vote for it. He said he didn't want to shut the government down. Okay, his reasoning again was, he said that with the government shut down, the executive branch has the option of bringing back what agencies they want to bring back. Okay, and again, to me, that may sound like a logical, uh, you know, excuse in his head, but to me, it just showed, again, it showed very, when people were telling him to fight, 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 he just absolutely caved. Okay, him and those other nine Democrats, they caved. That's what they did, plain and simple. Okay, you got a lot of angry people out there, angry at this administration, angry at these Republicans for having this unelected billionaire, cutting through the government. Okay, he basically bribed his way through the government. He bribed Trump by contributing to his campaign, and now Trump is letting this guy run roughshod over the American people and over our country's democracy. And this man is not even a U.S. citizen. Okay, and it just pisses me off. Okay, that basically they have no opposition party. Okay, basically, is it because Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries? I'm sorry, they're very weak leaders, and I think you definitely need new leadership. And it's unfortunate because I don't think Chuck Schumer comes out for re-election. I think until 2028. I think. I'm not sure exactly about that, because I think 2022 is when he ran again, and he won, of course, obviously. And I think in the Senate you get 6 years. Okay, so I think he's not going to be up for re-election, but I definitely think, like people said, AOC should run. They should definitely primary him. First of all, you got too many old people in Congress to begin with. Okay, there should be term limits. Okay, term limits, because these people, they use this uh, Congress as a career when they're not. It was never meant to be that. Okay, and now you have these people that are old and set in their ways and don't want to get out of the way for the younger people. Okay, it's unfortunate that we can't get rid of him sooner. Okay, we have to. Unfortunately, I think we have to wait, because I don't think he can. I don't think he can challenge his leadership. Unfortunately, based on the rules that they have. Okay, the only way to get him out is to primary him. Try hope that you can have somebody challenge him in the primary and they beat him. And I think at this point, he may be able to do that, because I don't know if he's going to run again. He may just retire. He may be done with it, but he definitely needs to go. He needs to go, and Hakeem Jeffries has to go. I'm sorry, they're the definition of we're in unprecedented times, okay, and we have these weak leaders, okay, absolutely weak. No, and it would have been so bad if Chuck Schumer the day before said the Republicans that don't have the votes and we're going to hold the line. Basically, is what he said the day before. He said it, okay, and then he changes his tune a day later, okay, which makes you look so weak and so ineffectual, okay. You look absolutely, when you have Donald Trump praising you, okay, then you know you did something wrong, okay. That's when you should know you did something wrong, okay. And with all these, with Donald Trump going to the Department of Justice yesterday and going on his rant, okay, is okay. You have a criminal, okay, at Department of Justice, okay, ranting about about justice and all this, which is if it wasn't so sad, it would be funny. Okay, you have this criminal, okay, this con man, okay, this complete narcissist in front of the Department of Justice, ranting and raving about justice and stuff, and it's funny. He got, like I said, he has a perfectly uh, group of patsies that won't of yes men and yes women that won't disagree with anything he says this time. He made sure of that, okay, and Congress is so ineffectual. The Republicans are all scared. They won't ever say anything bad against Donald Trump. Okay, so so the Democrats, you're supposed to use every tool that you have to fight back. And the very fact that you didn't fight back, Chuck Schumer, the fact that you couldn't hold your conference together, okay, you couldn't say, listen, you couldn't use your leadership skills if you had any, and tell, listen, we have to hold the line, even if it means shutting down the government, okay, to show Donald Trump that we're not going to let you get away with everything, okay? And he says the best bet is to keep the government working and keep suing them in court. Donald Trump is not listening to the courts, okay? And it is a shame. And I think you may have to have a revolution in this country, and I'm totally serious about that. Okay, you may have to have a revolution. I think in these third world countries, when they have revolutions, sometimes when the people rise up and they basically storm the Capitol and do everything else to and get old leadership out of there, you may have to do that because Donald Trump has no intention of stopping, okay, and Republicans won't stop him because they're all weak-willed. They will not stop him. The Supreme Court practically made him think he's immune to anything, any reckoning, okay, and it's just it's heartbreaking. It really is. It's heartbreaking, okay, and you have nobody, and again, you have no body in the Democratic Party in the two leadership positions. Like AOC and Maxwell Frost, they're all in the House, okay, and they can't. I would love for AOC to be the leader in the House, but they're not going to do it because they're going to follow by these stupid rules, and they should. And I don't know why they can't just say if the people are unsatisfied with their leader, there should be a course. There should be a remedy. That's what I mean. A remedy to remove that leader. If you're not satisfied with that leader, if you think the leader, excuse me, if you think your leader is failing you, there should be a remedy to remove your leader from power. Okay, there should be, and I don't know if there is something like that. Maybe I'll Google it and see if there is something like that in Congress. That if you're not satisfied with your leader, replace him. I know the Republicans had that whole situation with a few years ago when they got rid of their. So I wonder if the Democrats have something on their side where you have something like that, because I think it is serious enough. And I see these people, again, Andrew Cuomo's, not Andrew Cuomo, excuse me, Chris Cuomo. I saw his, I didn't watch the video, but I saw the title of him saying that Chuck Schumer did the right thing by keeping the government open and stuff. And again, it's not about, it's about the failed leadership for the Democrat, not having one message and one voice. Okay, you got all these people flailing basically all over the place, and to me that shows a weak hand of leadership. Okay, that shows that Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries are not meant for this moment. They're too weak. They're still trying to play the normal, like this is a normal political situation. It's not. Okay, this is a five-alarm fire that's happening right now. And to have those weak leaders up there is doing us no favors. Again, like I said, I think it's gonna have to take a people's revolution. I think it's gonna have to do that in this country. I really think. I know they're supposed to have. I think they just had the rally the other day for the veterans yesterday, and I think April 5th they're supposed to have a march on Washington, and I think it's supposed to be for all the people that want to protest Elon Musk and everybody else, and I think you're going to have that in this country, because I think none of these politicians are scared of Trump. They're not scared of their constituents, and again, they're not having. And I think what Tim Walz and these other people are doing, definitely have these town halls, okay? Expose, let the people vent, okay? And you got to make these congressmen scared of you, more scared of the people than of Donald Trump, or else they're going to try to, again, they have plans to, to mess with Social Security and mess with Medicaid and all that stuff, and people are going to get pissed. People are going to get royally pissed. And I think once you do that, I think people are going to want to take action. And it's a scary thing to have this done, okay? Because Donald Trump does not care about anything else but himself, okay? He doesn't care about this country. Donald Trump just cares about himself. And it for really, it's just, I think you may have to have a people's revolution in this country. I really do, because Donald Trump and Elon Musk are out of control. The Republicans won't do anything. They'll rubber stamp whatever he says. The Democrats are too weak, okay, to fight. Not all of them, but the leadership is too weak to oppose anything. So I think you're going to have a people's revolution in this country. I think that's the main thrust of this video that I want to make. There's going to have to probably be a people's revolution in this country, okay? And I hope to God it's going to be a peaceful one, but you never know in this country with the proliferation of guns and stuff in this country. I really hope that doesn't happen, okay? But I think you're going to need a people's revolution. People have to go to march on Washington and demand accountability from their representatives. Tell the representatives to get off their butts. I want you fighting back against this government, okay? I don't want you to sit back and let it happen and keep complaining while they keep cutting people and cutting back. You have somebody that wasn't even born in this country who calls Social Security a Ponzi scheme, something that you pay into, okay? And calling for cuts to Medicaid and all this vital programs that people need, okay? And you're letting this guy get away with it, okay? Basically bribing the president to cut up all this stuff so he can give his rich friends tax cuts, okay? Which is beyond the pale, okay? And again, I'm thinking that's the only thing that's going to stop them, because again, I have no faith that any Republican will stand up to Trump. No faith that the Democrat leadership will stand up to Trump, and I have no faith that the Supreme Court will do it either, because they're weak-willed. I mean, they gave him one. They turned away about that money, but he still hasn't paid that money off for that USAID stuff. And again, having this one guy playing in our government and our information, to me, is criminal. Okay, and the very fact that they're trying to ram this through before the midterms, excuse me, because they know that if the Democrats win the House, they're going to subpoena everybody. They're going to subpoena Elon Musk, subpoena all these people, have those cabinet members come up to the before Congress, and basically Trump is going to be a lame duck. But I don't know if this country can survive that until that happens, because he's going to try to keep making all these cuts before it happens. And like I said, you start cutting people's Social Security and their Medicaid, people are going to get angry, really, really angry. Okay, and you know what angry people can do. And so, I take that a march on Washington. Okay, march up to the White House, march up to the Senate, and all that stuff, and tell the people, okay, this is not what we voted for. Okay, we didn't ask for this. Okay, you're letting an unelected official, okay, destroy people's lives and destroy their livelihood and their Social Security stuff, and Medicaid stuff that they paid into, and Congress is letting it happen. Okay, and we don't want it to happen anymore. And it may have to take a people's revolution to stop it from happening. And I think that's the scary thing, especially in this country. Okay, but it may have to come down to this. Okay, because this guy thinks of himself as a king, doesn't want to be stopped, doesn't think he can be stopped. Okay, and again, we don't have the right opposition leaders to try to slow him down, to fight back. And there's only so many leaders like Bernie, Tim Walz, okay, AOC, Maxwell Frost, Jasmine Crockett. You have a few people here and there that will, that are fighting back, but they're not in the position of leadership, which is unfortunate. Okay, and I think Chuck Schumer needs to replace, and Hakeem Jeff, both of them need to be replaced. I'm gonna Google it and see if there's any kind of action that they can be replaced, because you cannot win a war with weak generals. Okay, you just can't win a war with weak generals. Okay, and again, it's going to be years. It's going to probably take years to fix the federal government after the hatchet blade Donald Trump is taking to the government right now. It's going to probably take years to fix it. Okay, it's going to be long after he's dead. The damage he's done to this country is going to be felt for years to come. And people are going to, and I know people years from now, they're going to go, why was this never, why didn't nobody ever stand up to this guy? Why didn't anybody, any politician or anybody stand up, okay? And why did they vote him back in? That's what people are going to say. Why in heaven's name did they vote him back in to office? That's what these people are going to, they're going to be looking up. People, I think, like I said, 50 years from now, 25 years from now, they're going to go, why did they re-elect this guy? And why wasn't this guy put in jail after his first term for everything that he did? Okay? And why did they re-elect this guy? Okay? And the damage he's done to this country and to our international standing is going to be felt for years. And it's going to take the next president to years upon years to restore our good name, because he's going to sully it. He really, really is going to sully the U.S.'s reputation. Okay, and you have all these complicit figures between the Republican Party, Fox News, all these people that are going along with all these rich billionaires in this country that are kissing up to him to get their tax breaks. All of it. People are going to go, and that's why I think you're going to probably need a people's revolution in this country. Okay, that may be the only thing that will slow them down. Okay, I think that's the only way. And I know this is not movies and stuff, but it may have to be people marching on Washington and demanding accountability from their representatives. Okay, marching to Washington in mass. It may have to take millions of people to do it and say, we want this stopped. Okay, this is not what we voted for. Okay, we want this stopped. Okay, the United States is supposed to be for the people. Okay, not for a few billionaires. Okay, and we have to stop the damage that this person is doing, him and his unelected billionaire friend are doing to this country. Okay, and it may take that to get that revolution started. And somebody's going to probably think about it. Somebody's, like I said, they're forming another march on, I think, April 5th to go down there. Who knows how many people are going to get down there, but I think somebody's going to be smart enough. People a lot smarter than me are going to say we're going to have to use to restore this country back to the way it was, so this country doesn't fall. We're going to need a people's revolution, just like 1776. We're going to need a people's revolution in 2025. I think you're going to need one of these revolutions. I think that's the only way to slow it down, because he's not listening to nobody. He doesn't care, because he knows the Republicans are all in his pocket. He can say basically what he wants. You see that stupid speech he made in front of the Department of Justice? People are just going to say, enough is enough. Okay? We want our country back to the way it was. Okay? And I think that's the only thing that's going to slow them down. I think that's the only way. It's going to have to take millions and millions of people to march on Washington and demand change, and demand a revolution. Okay? I think it may come to that. It's going to be a sad day when it happens for this country, but it may be the only hope for these people, because we can't count on our weak representatives, especially for the Democratic Party. Weak leadership. And Republicans are just complicit with it, and they will not stop him at all. It won't slow him down. He made sure he has enough yes men and women in his cabinet now that won't slow him down. Okay? And I think that's the people are going to have to be the ones to stop him. I think that's the only way it's going to happen. Okay? And that's my really true, honest opinion. You're going to need a people's revolution in this country. I really sincerely think that's going to happen. And I think once he starts attacking Social Security and Medicaid, he's really going to piss people off. And people are going to fight back, okay? And make it that people's revolution sooner than later. Anyway, let me know what you think about a people's revolution. Feel free to leave comments down below. In the description box, I have links to my Facebook, Twitter, my Instagram. Also have a link to my main channel, Trepacer, as well. Also have a link down below to my Patreon. I also have a link down below to my merchandise store. Check it out. Also, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps the channel, and I truly appreciate it. Also, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know when I upload new content to this channel. And this is Paul saying so long. Take care.